Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Today we are going to talk about very important topic, and I hope people they will share this video after we finish our broadcast. Feel free, you can download the video and you can load it in your account. And for sure, as you know, I have no problem with that because the purpose is to spread the truth, not really my account. And I will be happy to see that you have subscribers on your account, even more than me, because it doesn't matter really who is hosting my video. The important is the message. Start today our topic. I would like to inform all those who speak German and they were waiting for the German copy of my book. Finally we have it ready. It's going to be, it's already like in the process of publishing. Maybe in 48 hours maximum it's going to be on Amazon, and this time it's final. There's no question about that. So those who they are in Germany, if they like to get their copy from Amazon, and I believe maybe in Kindle is going to be available even maybe in a few hours from now. First, I want to say thank you for the brother who helped in translating this book to German language. I really appreciate his help, and for whoever helped in the process of making this book come to existence. Always the Lord, He provide the good ones who they help us, and I really appreciate them. But because we cannot mention their names, so we cannot, actually I don't even know their names, so we have to keep it between them and the Lord. So I want to say thank you again for those who help in the process of the book, the translator, and there is people who help in the processing. Now our topic today is about the qualification. You know, Muslims always, I'm sure you saw many Muslims making videos to attack me, and they say Christian Prince is not qualified to attack Islam. And I don't know really what qualification I need to be able to question Islam. You know, when you are born, sorry, my voice is not good. When you are born as a child, you start learning, and then the more you learn, the more you start questioning. And at that time, you have no qualification. Still, people, they take your questions and they teach you. But today we are going to question the qualification of Muhammad and his God. You know, the Muslims, as we know, they approve Jesus to be a prophet of God. And actually, there's a lot of things in Islam about Jesus which is very confusing and need a lot of answers. Like as we know that Jesus is the only one in Islam he is born, but yet he have no father, and yet the Muslim cannot tell us what the point of this miracle. Jesus is the only one who have no sin. Jesus is the only one, before he was born, he was promised to be in heaven. Jesus is the only one who spoke in the cradle. Jesus is the only one who raised people from death. Jesus is the only one who make the blind see. Jesus is the only one who called as a creator in the Quran. He can create from the mud the bird. Jesus is the only one who will come back and he will bring victory to Allah when he destroyed the devil, as we know the story. And Jesus is the only one still alive until now. Those things is about Jesus in Islam, not in the Bible. And yet the Muslims, they don't ask themselves, all those things Jesus he have, does it really qualify him to be God? Or he isn't qualified? Same time, if the Muslims are questioning the qualification of Jesus to be God, why don't question the qualification of Muhammad to be a prophet? I mean, who is Muhammad to question who is Jesus? After all the evidence, even Muhammad himself he approved about Jesus, that he have no sin, He never commit a crime. He never commit a sin. He is with God. He is the Word of God. He is the only one called Ruhullah, which means the spirit, or the spirit of Allah. He is the only one, is Kalimatullah, the word of Allah. Only one in everything. So today we are going to talk about if Muhammad is qualified to question who is Jesus. You know, uh, as you know, always we don't give speeches. Uh, we show reference. If we go to the Quran, and you can tell me anything in your head. Always the reference is in. I'm not a person need to prepare for reference. But if I want to question myself about someone who is coming to me with God, he called him Allah, and he claimed to be a prophet. Uh, Imagine you are applying for a job, and you give your resume, and in your resume it says that you do not know how to write, how to read. And the Muslims sometimes, because of their ignorance, they say, Christian friends, his Arabic is not good. His Arabic is not good. How his Arabic is not good? How that can be? You know what I mean? How a Christian friend's Arabic can be not good, when in the same time they don't question their prophet, how their prophet is a prophet when they do not know even how to write, how to read. I spent my life studying Arabic. I got my degree in law in Arabic. Everything I have is done in Arabic. This is why my English is not really good as it should be. So they question everything you do, but they don't question their prophet, who they say and they claim that he don't even know how to read his name. So now we have a person who is going to question the deity of Jesus, the nature of Jesus, but yet he himself do not know how to write or to read the name of Jesus. In the Quran, we will find uh, that Muhammad himself, he made it about himself, which is really kind of funny. I find it because Muhammad, he wanted to prove to us who is he by making a book about himself, but yet in this book he put himself really in deep trouble. And I believe this happened because he is ignorant and he is not really that smart uh, to the point he can confirm to us his nature or who is he. If you look with me in the screen, I hope the screen is clear. I'm showing you right now chapter 42 verse number 52, and you can choose any translation you want, and I'm talking about Muslim translation, not my translation. The Muslims, if I translate the Quran, they will say, Christian friends, well, he is an enemy of Islam and this translation is not valid. So if we go to Yusuf Ali translation in front of us, you will see the Quran. Supposedly Allah is talking to Muhammad. Allah is saying to Muhammad that you, before you receive our commands and before we send you the inspiration, and the funny here, I will talk about the inspiration later, you know not before what was revelation and what was faith. I remember, this is the Muslim translation. So Muhammad is providing us a document signed by his own hand saying that he was a pagan person. Not as Muslim, they lie to us, they say Muhammad was Abrahamic. Because someone who was Abrahamic, his God should not say to him, you do not know what faith is. If Abraham was a Muslim and Muhammad is following Abraham, he have faith. So the Quran confirm that Muhammad, he do not know anything about the scriptures, anything about revelation, and he have no faith in the true religion or the true God. So Muhammad confirming to us and from his own mouth person. Suddenly this pagan person from pagan, he jumped to be a prophet. I mean, there's no middle stage. You see, how somebody who do not know what faith is, as you see in the front of your eyes, a prophet. Imagine you join elementary school, and then first year, after one day, you became the program of PhD. Shouldn't this person first know who is God, what God he is talking about, what God he should worship, who is the God he want to belong to? Right away from someone he have no faith to someone he uh, as a prophet. All this story does not make sense, and it doesn't even get close to make sense. Uh, so when we talk to Muslims about the qualification of their prophet, he was ready to give us any answer because they knew that Muhammad he have no qualification. The second qualification, if we ask Muslims, how you know that Moses was a prophet? How you know that Jesus was a prophet? How you know that Abraham was a prophet? They will say to you, because the Quran says so. Just because the Quran says so? A guy who never witnessed Abraham, Jesus, who never witnessed Moses, he never witnessed anything. And we just showed you, he do not know what revelation, and he do not know what faith, which means he was a pagan person. You accept him witnessing for people who he never saw, and you accept whatever he say for granted. As an example, the funny thing about the Muslim, they say to you, the book of John, the Bible, written 60 years after Jesus. How you Christian accept that? Jesus, this is what they say. Muhammad, he came 600 years after Jesus, and he never witnessed Jesus, and yet they accept what Muhammad said. When we say to them the Bible not corrupt, and we have thousands of manuscripts, the Muslim never asked Muhammad for one manuscript about the Bible he claimed it's corrupt. That's madness. And that is hypocrisy. How a person can be a prophet of God? He say things which is proven to be false. As an example, in the chapter of Al-Anfal, chapter 8, verse number 65, Muhammad, he told his people, 100 of you can, you know, or let's say 20 of you can fight 200, which means 10 to 100. And 100 can fight 1,000. The Muslim, they went to war and they lost. To war and they lost the war. And then Muhammad right away immediately, because he got busted with his false prophecy, he right away says, for the present Allah has lightened your task, for he knew that there is weak spot on you. Hold on. Allah, he do not know the weak spot on them yesterday or in the morning? Why Allah promised them a verse before that 10 of you can fight 100 and 100 of you can fight 1,000, and then a verse after they lost? Muhammad is saying that Allah just he found a weak spot on you, so he lightened your task. And look how much he lightened the task. So he said, if there is 100 of you, they can fight 200. There's a huge difference between, 100 can fight 1,000 and 100 can fight 200. So what happened here, Muhammad, he found that he is exaggerating with his lies, and he was exposed. So he have to tie it up together and shrink the numbers because the numbers was too much. One person can fight 10. Are you crazy? And guys, imagine if Muhammad is a true prophet, the true God. You know what? Even if God, he promised one man to fight against a billion and he will win, he will win because God is with him. So what kind of a prophet? He make a false prophecy and he get himself busted immediately. And here we are talking about numbers, right? Here we are talking about numbers. We are not talking about uh, something can be changed. This is number. Number is number. So 100 can fight 1,000. Then the 1,000 they won against the 100. Obviously they will win. So Muhammad, he have to fix what he screwed up, and he come with another prediction of winning, that one of you can fight against two, which means the margin of error here, it was almost 90%. So how Muhammad can be qualified when he give a false prophecy? All of us, we knew that the Muslim, they say, when we ask them about miracles of Muhammad, uh, they say the prophet, he split the moon. The prophet, he split the moon. Are you serious? The same verse, which is a chapter of the moon, Muhammad, the Muslim, they speak about, uh, proving Muhammad to be a false prophet. This is a chapter 54, verse number 1. It says, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. Let us read the translation. The hour, which means the judgment day, is night, and the moon a cleft cylinder, asunder. This is a false prophecy. The first false prophecy, Muhammad, he claimed that the moon split, and there's no question that all scientists agree that this is something impossible, because if the moon is split for a second, the moon will be destroyed, will not be exist no more, because going to be two pieces. One will be grabbed by the sun, and the other one facing the earth is going to be grabbed by the earth. It's going to destroy the earth. So this is absolutely false. It can't be true, because you see, the reason for the moon to be stable in a location is the mass and the size of the moon. So if that change, the location will change immediately, because now it became half. So it's not going to stay in the same location. If it did not hit the earth, it's going to move. It's not going to stay. It's not going to come back together to be glued. That's crazy. So this is the first lie. Simply Muhammad, he saw the eclipse, and each time Muhammad he see the eclipse, he go crazy, and we can show you that from the hadith. When Muhammad he see the eclipse, Muhammad he used to pray like a crazy, going up and down, going up and down, going up and down, and he is really terrified. To the point Muhammad he created something, it's called the prayer of the eclipse. Why you need to pray in the time of the eclipse? I mean, what's happening? But because this man, he think that there is something wrong happening. He don't understand what's happening. He think that the moon is splitting, and this is a judgment day. And here you will see how Muhammad uh, always he connect the judgment day with the eclipse. All those hadith you see in front of you is speaking about him predicting the judgment day, and he speak about the eclipse of the sun. Read with me. You see it? So Muhammad always looking here in this hadith here. The prophet BBUH. This is one of the funny things Muslims do when they do. Uh, Recited the Quran aloud during the eclipse prayer. And when he finished the eclipse prayer, he said takbir and bowed. When he stood from bowing, he would say, Sammi Allah satra, blah 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 blah, in like in Arabic, and then he would again start reciting. So he go crazy when he see the eclipse. Why he want to do that? And that explains why Muhammad, he said in the Quran that the judgment day is near and the moon split. You know, we are going to different websites. Sorry, you see it? The hour of judgment day is night and the moon cleft asunder. So Muhammad is not a qualified. He don't have knowledge. Obviously, he don't have guidance of God, because his behavior is a very stupid behavior. It cannot be from somebody. He is guided by God. And Muhammad always, Muhammad is a person who's trying to establish a religion, and he is really confused what to do, how to convince people that he's a prophet. So you will notice that because Muhammad always copied the Jews, uh, he try always to do the opposite of the Jews, even though he is copying from them. Look with me this story here. The messenger of Allah, SAWS, which means Saw, used to stand up for a funeral until the corpse was placed in the grave. A learned Jew, which means a rabbi, he passed by, and he said to him, "This is how we do it." What he said to him? "This is how we do it." Muhammad immediately, he said, sit down, let us act differently from them. Guys, listen carefully. Imagine I am a prophet of God. When I pray in the funeral, is that a prayer my God taught me to do, or I'm making things up? Because if this is a prayer Muhammad, he claimed to be a prophet, and this is how he got his God and the angel taught him to do it, then how you change it in a second? How you change the prayer way in a second just to make it opposite? The Jew, he said to him, "This is how we do it." Muhammad said immediately, "Let us not to do it." Like what? What's happening here? You are a prophet of God, and you have a prayer to pray. Who cares if this is how they do it or not? Who care if this is how they do it or this is not how they do it? Imagine Muhammad, he was eating, and a Jew, he walked by, and Muhammad was eating from his mouth, and the Jew, he said to him, "This is how we do it." So what Muhammad should do? He should eat from his nose? Is that a behavior of someone he claimed to be a prophet, and he claimed that even his prayer, whatever he do, is coming from Allah? Obviously, this guy is creating a prayer, and he's trying to find a way not to look like he is copying the Jews. But all of us, we know that Muhammad, he was copying the Jews in everything he do. This is why the hadith says when Muhammad was going between the Jews and he saw them fasting, he said, "What are you fasting for?" They said, "We are fasting for Ashura." So he said, "Okay, you know what? What is Ashura?" They said, "This is when Moses passed over." So he said, "Oh, you know what? We are more, Moses, we deserve Moses more than you," and he started fasting Ashura. And later he decided to delete Ashura and he fast Ramadan, pagan month of his tribe. So uh, how we can accept Muhammad to be a prophet? Remember, the topic of this video is Muhammad qualified to question the deity of Jesus? Muhammad had a problem. He have mental issues, and this is written in front of our eyes and registered by the Muslims, by the witnesses, with the witnesses of Muhammad, his own household members. Aisha, she is saying, as you see, once the prophet was bewitched. Oh boy, what? Bewitched. Imagine, guys, we say to you that Jesus once was bewitched. This is how we do it. The prophet was bewitched. How the prophet was bewitched? How the prophet was bewitched? I want to know. If Muhammad is protected by God and he is a prophet of God, then how in and how this happened? Do you know what bewitched mean? That's mean the Satan. But hold on. Muhammad in the Quran, he said that Allah, he said to the shaitan or to the Satan that you, Satan, you have no control over my followers. In chapter 15, verse number 42, chapter 15, take your notes, please. Verse number 42, what Allah, he says to the shaitan. Allah saying to the shaitan, for over my servants no authority shall thou have, except such the one who put themselves in the wrong and follow thee. Like what? The Quran saying that you, shaitan, Satan, you cannot have any control and you have no authority over my people, those who follow me, except there's an exception, the one who follow thee and accept to put himself in the wrong, following thee. So Muhammad must be following who? Thee, the shaitan. When the Muslims admit that the prophet was bewitched, and this is why I encourage the Christians when they speak to the Muslims, when you speak about Muhammad, ask him, tell me about your bewitched prophet, and you see how the Muslim will get angry. And you know what? Why the Muslims will be angry? If your prophet truly he was bewitched, and here we go in the hadith in the front of our eyes. Always I want you to say to the Muslims, you are a follower of the bewitched prophet. Show him the hadith. Now, as long the Quran says you cannot. Yeah, I'm reading, guys. I'm reading the chat, but we want to continue in the topic, right? I don't see until now anything here to answer. So Muhammad was bewitched, and Muhammad agree he was bewitched, and his wife agree he was bewitched, and the Muslims agree that he was bewitched by the black magic. Yet the Quran says that only the ones who follow the devil can be bewitched. Only those who follow the devil. And guess what? In different hadith, Muhammad, he said that every Muslim he have a shaitan. Every Muslim we have Shaitan or Satan. But Muhammad, he said something dangerous when he said that. I hope the screen is clear for you. Muhammad, he said, there is none amongst you with whom not an attach from amongst the jinn, the devil. They, the companions, said, Allah Messenger, with you too? Thereupon he said, yes, but Allah helps me against him, so I am safe from him, and he in his hand, and he does not command me but for good. Do you believe this garbage? Muhammad saying that the shaitan, he command him to do good. We will talk about the rules later. Let us focus on this question, Birdman. But no Muslim can be trusted anyway. And the rules, they are far away from Islam, actually. Uh, it's different religion, really. But maybe this is not the time to talk about them. As you see here, Muhammad is saying, and this is the Muslim translation. This is not my translation. The shaitan command him to do good. Have you ever heard of a prophet? He said that the devil, he command him to do good. Muhammad, he admit in this hadith that the devil, he give him commands, and those commands are good, and I agree. The commands of the devil are good for Muhammad, they are bad for me. You know what I mean? When Muhammad described the commands of the devil as good commands, and he command him, then you tell me who is Muhammad serving. Same time, if we go back to the hadith, the one before this one, when the hadith says that the prophet used to imagine himself doing something, but in fact he did not do, or he had not done, how we can accept Muhammad to be a prophet after this? Imagine you go to a court and you are a witness in a court, and then somebody provide a paper from your doctor saying that this person, he imagined things, but in fact never happened. This guy, he imagined he did things, but in fact he never did. The judge will dismiss you right away as a witness, for you are not qualified. You know what I mean? If Muhammad cannot be even qualified to be a witness in a little court, let us say there's two people, they are fighting over a chicken, a rabbit. Muhammad in that case is not qualified to witness against the one who stole the chicken, because Muhammad always, he imagined things happen, but in fact they never happened. So how we can trust him? How we can trust him to tell us about someone he never witnessed, like Jesus? He never been in his time, like Jesus. And he is not even be trusted in things happen in his time, because obviously this guy is have mental problem, and he is illusionate. He is imagining things never happen. What is the qualification? Such a person can question the deity of Jesus, who is perfect. Go and read about the Messiah. Even in the book of the devil, which is the Quran, the Messiah is a perfect person. So today I'm trying to share with the Muslims how Muhammad can be a prophet. And actually, you know, Muhammad, he say things really stupid, proving that to us that he cannot be qualified to be a prophet. Like, look at this here. Muhammad is telling them that if someone of you fart, but his fart, he did not hear it or smell it, his prayer is accepted. I mean, is the fart will break the prayer? Is it about farting or it's about hearing it? What the point? That's stupid. So if you have a silent fart, it's okay. And this is a prophet teaching us now? Or what about the prophet saying that shaitan, if you don't say certain prayer before you go in the bathroom, shaitan will wrap himself around your penis and he will be the one doing your wife, and then the son will be the son of the devil. Is that really a prophet? So we can bring endless questions about Muhammad and his stupidity and his madness. What about the hadith where Muhammad he says that shaitan he have a sorry, Allah, he will give you a penis which will never go limp. What is that? Let me see if I can find the hadith here in English. Here we go. Do you see it? That's a prophet of God. A prophet of God is talking about the penis of the Muslim Abdul in the heaven, and he promised him a penis will not go sleep, will never go soft. Are you happy, Muslims, now? How such a person with such a stupid things he say can be a person to be trusted to disqualify who? The Messiah. How a dumb, crazy, madman who imagine things happening, who say a lot of lies. We showed you one by one, and actually we did not mention yet anything. Who promise people that you will go to heaven and you will have a penis will never go soft. This person is a qualified to disqualify the Messiah? That's madness, my friend. That's madness, and that is stupidity. Or what about Muhammad speaking about the donkey Yafur? As long as somebody mentioned the word donkey in the text. The Prophet of Allah, for the first time ever, after killing a Jew, he got uh, a donkey. And this donkey, Muhammad, he called him Ya'fur. And Muhammad, when he spoke to the donkey Ya'fur, I'm trying just to find the hadith for you. I hope you will find it. Maybe I should look in different screens so you guys, your eyes will not hurt by flipping the screen too much. Uh, you can find actually this hadith in the book of Ibn Kathir anyway. In the book of Al-Bidayah and Al-Nihaya. Maybe that better. And I made a cartoon about it actually. You can watch it with the reference. Muhammad is speaking to the donkey and he asked him, do you like females? And the donkey, he said, no, he don't like females. Have you ever heard of a prophet? First time he speak to an animal. It is to speak to an animal. I mean, that's amazing to be able to speak to an animal. And then you ask him, do you like females? Is that a question coming from a prophet of God? And then the donkey, he said to him, no, I don't like females. Look like he's a gay. And the donkey, he said to the prophet that he is from a 60, he's from a family of 60 donkeys, and Allah created them for 60 prophets, and he is the last prophet. Makes sense. This is the last limousine donkey made for Muhammad. For Muhammad is the last prophet. So everything about this man is mad, crazy, doesn't make sense. So how Muhammad can be qualified? What about Muhammad? He seduced his men go to war so they can kidnap the blondie women and they can slave them. Chapter 9, verse number 49. When one of his men says to him, "Man, don't seduce me by the blonde women." In the interpretation books, Muhammad, he said, according to the Muslim scholars, not to me, attack the Romans so we can get the blondie girls. This war was not for the sake of Allah, it was for the sake of the blondie girls. Muhammad, he want to get as many as he can blondie girls. And he knew that those Arab around him, those Arab Bedouin men, they love white women. They don't like women with dark skin. So he's asking them to go for war for one reason, to get the blondie women. This is why you see him in the hadith. Uh, speaking about that those hur, you will see the marrow of their bones. And look at this here, like as an example. Look at Muhammad's statement here about the hur in the heaven. When a wife, she fight with her husband in earth. Hold on. When a wife what? Fight with her husband in earth, or she bother him. The hur in the heaven right now, she is upset and she is shouting. And what she is saying? The Prophet of Allah said, whenever a woman harms her husband in this world, now, his wife among the hurs in the heaven says, you must not harm him. May Allah destroy you. He is only passing guest with you and is about to leave you and come to us. Like what? Are you guys getting my point? Is that real? The hur right now, they are watching us. And when the wife, she harm her husband in earth, the hur, she get upset. Question to the Muslims, how the hur, she can see what's happening in earth? She is super pat woman. She is in heaven. She is just a human. She is a woman. She is just a beautiful woman. How she can see what's happening in earth? How she knew what happened inside the house of a man? Are you getting my point? That's crazy. Is the hur, are they God? How a woman, a normal woman, she can know, she can see, she can witness what's happening in the house of a Muslim man in Saudi Arabia. That's crazy. I'm sure many of Muslims, they read this hadith million times, but nobody think about it the way I am seeing it. Here you see that Muhammad is making up stories of the foolish Abdul. And none of those Abdul want to open his eyes and think, like, hold on. How this woman, anyway, she will know what's happening in my house? Is she God? Maybe Allah did install for her a camera, security camera, so she can watch what's happening inside my house. This is why we need to learn how to read. And I'm not talking about learning how to read, really. I'm talking about learning how to read and dig between the words to see how stupid or smart those words. Each time you fight with your wife in earth, the whore, she will be screaming. If somebody die for the sake of Allah, He has things, 6 things in his store with Allah. Hold on. What? If somebody die for the sake of Allah, if somebody die for the sake of Allah, Allah store things for him in the store of Allah. Allah have a store there. He's forgiven from the first drop of his blood that he shed. Oh boy. So you can kill as many as you want, and when you die for the sake of Allah, all the bloodshed you did, it's gone. It's for free. Just because you die for the sake of Allah. Beautiful. Then he is going to see, and then he is going to be forgiven from the punishment of the grave. Like what? Punishment of the grave? The guy is dead and he will be punished in the grave? And he will be safe from the great terror. The great what? The great terror, the great fright. What is the great fright? You know, Allah will terrify you. Allah will put you. He will make you close to the fire. He will put snakes go out inside you. Like if you remember in the Quran, I don't know if you guys, how many of you keep watching what I do and you learn from me. Allah promised that the one he is angry from, he is going to insert in his anus a chain. Have you ever heard of God? He inserted chain in the anus of a human being. Chapter 69, and the chapter number is 69. The chapter about the anus inserting is a chapter 69. And by the way, Abdul might say to you, oh, this Christian prince, he's getting you things up like, you know, I show everything I say. It's in front of you. If we go to the interpretation, chapter 69, verse number 30, here we go. I will show you that this is not my interpretation. This is exactly what the verse is saying in Arabic, and this is what it's mean. And this is why the Muslims, by the way, they hate me. You know, they are not capable of refuting me, and they will, you know, they are in this ability to answer. Do you see it? I hope the text is clear. And then insert in him in chain. Insert the chain in his anus and extract it from his mouth. And what remains of it, turn it around his neck. Wherefore the length of and the width of the of this chain is 70 cubits. Cubits of an angel. You see, this is not a size we know. A cubit of an angel. According to Ibn Kathir, if you go to Ibn Kathir to read the interpretation of this thing, you will see that if every ring of this chain, just one ring of it, has more iron than all the iron in the earth, all of this is going to be inserted inside the anus of a human being. Guy is qualified to be a prophet, to question the deity of Jesus, saying that God, he will insert in our anus a chain, and every ring of this chain is bigger than the whole earth iron. That is crazy. That's madness. That is stupidity. You have to be officially stupid to believe in this. And I believe there's a lot of officially stupid people, certified stupid. And look here, it says Allah will marry him to the hur, and then he can intercede for 70 of his relatives. Do you see it? He can intercede for 70 of his relatives. But hold on, the Quran said that there is no intercession for anyone in the day of judgment. Do we have intercession or no? Chapter 2, verse number 48. Protect yourself from the day where no intercession is going to be accepted. Protect your soul, because there is no intercession will be accepted in the judgment day. But in the hadith, Muhammad saying that if you are a martyr for the sake of Allah, I am going to accept for you the intercession, or to intercede for 70 of your relatives. Do you see it? That is a guy is a qualified. He is not qualified even to run a grocery store, because he forgot the prices of things and the items. He put different prices in the same item. How you say to me there is no intercession in the heaven, and supposedly the one is saying Allah to go to the heaven, the one is saying that is Allah, and then in the hadith you say to me that I will give you, if you die for the sake of Allah, I will give you intercession for 70 of your relatives. This is why I say Muhammad is a madman. Look at this hadith. The Prophet said, the first batch of people who will enter paradise will be white like full moon. Why there is full first batch and second batch? I mean, is the door narrow? What the point of first batch and second batch? What do you mean first batch? The believers of Allah who are flying in Boeing 777 in flight number 1000, please attend your flight immediately from gate number Horny. And why first batch? They will be treated differently from the second batch. Ah, this is a business class batch. And look what he promised them, that the first batch who enter the heaven, Allah will make them so white and they will look better than a plant, and their heart like one man, and there is no anger and there is no hate between them. Are you saying the second batch they would hate each other? Only the first batch. Is that for the first batch only? They will not hate each other? That's crazy, because based on this, only the first batch will have this. Otherwise, what the point of saying first batch and second batch if all of them they will have the same? And then he continue, and then he says, and for every one of them, two wives of the Hur al-Ain, two wives only. In different hadith he says 70, in different hadith he says 80,000, in different hadith he said 300,000, in different hadith he said 300. I mean, what is the true number? How many version I'm going to get? Is it 2 or 72,000? Is it 80,000 or 70,000? And then he continue and saying that those women you will marry, they are so beautiful, transparent. Hold on, what? You see, many of you do not know what hur mean. If you have my book, The Deception of Allah, you will see that hur simply is not even an Arabic word actually. It's mean those spoiled girls who don't see the sun. Sun, they are so white and supposedly are beautiful. And remember, we are talking to the Arab who they love women who they are white because they are suffering from the sun, and the sun will make you have darker skin. So when a woman in the Middle East, she is white, she is a lucky woman because many men, they will marry her. You are in trouble. Nobody want to marry you. So Muhammad, he knew what the Arab want. He knew their madness. He knew their sexuality. How what make them horny? What make them die for? They want to have white women, but then he go in exaggeration of the white women. He is going to give them. Look what he's saying. Everyone will have two wives from the Houris who will be so beautiful, pure, transparent. This is between two brackets to explain. And how they are and why they are so beautiful. Do you know why they are? Because they are so white to the point the marrow of their bones of their legs will be seen through the bones and the flesh. This is a promise of God. God, he promised me that he will marry me to a jellyfish. This is the man is a qualified to disqualify Jesus. Muhammad disqualifying Jesus to be a prophet, promising me that I will go and get to heaven and I will be the first one I enter, and then I will be so white, and then Allah will make me having a lot of women for sex, and then those women, they are see-through. They are so white to the point they are see-through, and even I can see through the marrow of their bones. Not only the bones, I will see the marrow of their bones, and you can imagine how ugly, disgusting that woman she will be. This man is qualified to disqualify Jesus. Who is the stupid here? Who is the stupid here? Who is Muhammad to disqualify Jesus to be who is he? A man like this, he cannot be qualified to run a gas station. And if I want to mention things, I mean, like, okay, hold on. What about this? Look at this. Chapter 86, verse number 7. Muhammad suddenly became a doctor in biology. He want to tell us how the baby is created. Okay, Muhammad, Dr. Muhammad, how the baby is created? Muhammad in his Quran said, is created by the sperm coming from the backbone of the man and the upper ribs of the women. What? Are you serious, Muhammad? I mean, Dr. Muhammad? Yes, I'm serious. Let us go to the interpretation, because Muslim, they might say to you, oh, Christian Prince is saying things is not true. Where did he get this from? There we go. Nothing from my pocket, my friend. You see, wherever I go, when I do the seminars, people, they see right in the front of their eyes everything I say, as I'm doing now. I do not need to prepare for things. It's in my head, you know. That issue, the from between the, actually, you see the word here, lions. This is a false translation. It's the backbone and the ribs of the women. Like, what the heck? Are you serious? Are you serious? This is a prophet of God, and this is his God now is talking. And women, they have a sperm. Since when? Because remember, in the verse number 6, it says that the man is created from gushing fluid. Because we don't want the Muslim to say we are taking things out of context, right? and then explain saying he created you from gushing fluid. So Muhammad is saying that a baby is created from a gushing fluid, but that gushing fluid in verse number 7 is the sperm coming from the backbone of the man and the upper ribs of the women. The taraib in Arabic is the location where, you know, when a woman she wear a necklace, all right, uh, you see when the ribs in the top they join, that is the location we are talking about. However, a taraib is not only ribs. Women don't even have a taraib actually, because you know, like in the science, I think there is different name for those. I don't want to talk in a field I'm not really specialized in. So if that is, let us say it is just the ribs, and it is the upper side of the ribs where the necklaces stay in the top of the ribs. How in the world does God he come with this conclusion that women they have gushing fluid which making the baby is coming from the upper side of their ribs? Somebody have a madness here. And then we go back to zero. This guy is a qualified to disqualify Jesus. Let me show you another logic of Muhammad. Madness, my friend. Look at this verse. Chapter 3, verse number 65. When I see this verse, actually, each time I see it, I feel like I want to commit suicide. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. By the way, remind me later to talk about Muhammad trying to commit suicide. Muhammad, he tried to commit suicide many times, and we will talk about it. But look at this. Muhammad trying to debate the Christians and the Jews. Look what he said. If somebody can post for us the verses too in the chat so people they can copy and they can search for their own. Chapter 3, verse number 65, and this is the translation of Yusuf Ali. By the way, you can change the translation. As you know, I don't accept any translation made by Muslims. Look what Muhammad trying to say to the Jews and the Christians. I want everybody to focus with me, please. O people of the book, come to common terms as between us and you, that we worship none but Allah, that we associate no partners with him, that we erect not from among ourselves. Okay. So Muhammad, he's asking them, come to worship Allah with me. And then he come to the reason to worship Allah with him, to prove them that they are wrong. Look what he said. Ye people of the book, why dispute about Abraham when the law and the gospel not revealed till after him? Have you now understanding? That's crazy. This guy is crazy. Anyone notice what the point here? Anyone notice why Muhammad is so stupid in this statement? Muhammad is saying to the Jews and the Christians, how you can debate about Abraham when your books came after Abraham? But what are you talking about, Muhammad? You are the person who came at the end. If the one who come after Abraham cannot dispute about Abraham, you are the last one at the list. Guys, do you see what I'm talking about? He is saying to you, the one who come after Abraham, he cannot dispute about Abraham because he came after him. So how you yourself, you idiot, you dispute about Abraham when you are the last one to claim to be a prophet? You are the last one who came after all the prophets of the Jews and all the prophets of the Christians, and you are saying to them how you can dispute about Abraham when you came after Abraham? Muhammad, how you can dispute about Jesus when he came after Jesus? Are you getting my point, guys? Did you get my point? This guy is saying that the one who came after, he cannot complain and he cannot dispute about the one who came before him. Let us go by his logic. How Muhammad can dispute about Jesus, but yet he came long after Jesus? He came 600 years after Jesus. This man is crazy. This man is disqualified based in his statement. His statement saying that the one who came after, he have no right to dispute about the one who came before. From his own mouth, he himself is disqualified. And the stupid Abduls didn't see it. However, Muhammad, he have a history with the clinic of madness. If you go right now and search in Google about reasons to commit suicide, uh, what is the reason to commit suicide? Why somebody in the world want to commit suicide? According to science, people commit suicide if they are desperate, they are suffering from a problem, if you know, he is suffering from somebody lost his money in the stock market, somebody he lost hope of everything, somebody is going mad, somebody he have nothing to stay for. I'm trying just to find the interpretation where Muhammad he received the prayer for the sake of Allah, and each time he received it when he was doing poo-poo. I mean, have you ever heard of somebody receiving inspiration of his God when he was doing poo-poo? I will try to find it for you later in English. Each time Muhammad he want to go outside to do poo-poo, he hear the angel speaking to him, says to him, Muhammad. And Muhammad he run in his panty between his legs. I will show it to you later. But let us go back to Muhammad trying to commit suicide. Let us see. I'm just trying to get you the hadith. I think this one maybe. All right. Look what happened here. After the death of Waraq ibn Nawfal, the divine inspiration was also post. Like what? Allah he stopped sending inspiration. So what Muhammad do? Muhammad is at home, waiting for inspiration to come. Inspiration is not coming. Inspiration is not coming. Muhammad is going not. Muhammad walking backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward. Why inspiration is coming? Why inspiration is coming? Why inspiration is coming? And he hit his head in the floor. He hit his head in the wall. He hit his head in the dishes. Muhammad is going crazy, and then Muhammad he decided to do something about it. What Muhammad does? Muhammad, look what it says. The Prophet becomes so sad, as we have heard, that he intended several times to throw himself from the top of the high mountains. Like what? The Prophet of Allah trying to commit suicide? Let us call Zakir Naik and ask him about this case. Taradan, taradan. Taradan, taradan. Assalamu alaikum. Brother, is it true that the Prophet he tried to commit suicide? And what is the real reason? Brother Thither, it's written in the book of Sayyid Bukhari, chapter 13, verse 13, it said that the Prophet he tried to commit suicide, and this is true. Imagine yourself, you bought an iPhone and you spent $700, and second day the phone is burned. What do? You commit suicide. And this is exactly what happened to the Prophet. A day before, Allah told him you became a prophet. A day after, he found out that he's not a prophet. So what do? He will commit suicide. Like, what the heck? This is a prophet of God trying to commit suicide? Why do you want to do that? Where is the wisdom? Where is the faith? Where is the stability? God is choosing who to make him a prophet? A madman? A joker? Dr. Phil? And now Zakir Naik will refute me. He will say, the other guy is named Christian Prince. He keeps saying the prophet, he tried to commit suicide because he's crazy. The truth is, Christian Prince is the crazy and the prophet was a wise man. First of all, the prophet he tried to commit suicide by jumping from the top of the high mountain. And that will prove the gravity of the earth, which is going to help to discover a very scientific method in the future. Because the prophet he will jump and then he will fall down in the ground, and then we will discover that there is the big object are going to grab the small object. Thank you very much. What? Why the prophet is trying to commit suicide? This is a prophet of God. And then the story going more in drama and crazy and madness, where you see Muhammad each time he tried to commit suicide. Look what it says. And every time he went to the top of the mountain in order to throw himself down. I am so glad that the Muslims they said throw himself down. I mean, Muslims, Abdul, are you crazy? He would throw himself down? Like, do you think he would throw himself up? I mean, if there's an option, it's down or up. Why you are putting down there? Okay, because the Muslims are okay, not smart. So we have to say to them, throw himself down. All right, I got it. So each time the prophet he go up to throw himself down, not up, Jibreel would appear before him and say, "Oh Muhammad, Habibi Muhammad, you indeed the prophet of Allah. Please don't throw yourself." What the heck? Each time he tried to commit suicide, Jibreel he appeared in front of him and he held him from his panty and he said to him, "Muhammad, Habibi Muhammad, don't throw yourself. What are you doing, Muhammad? The foreigners are watching. See Fox News, CNN. Everybody is watching us, Muhammad. Control yourself, Muhammad. I will give you an iPhone, Muhammad. Just cool down." And then after that, it says, whereupon his heart became quiet and he would calm down. I was going to kill myself. Okay, I will not throw myself now. All right, okay, but I swear I will do it again. Okay. And then Muhammad he go home. He go down all the way down the mountain. But look what happened again in the second day in the morning, and he would return home. And then it says, and whenever the period of coming of the inspiration used to become long, he would do that again. What? Each time the inspiration is late, Muhammad he would go to the top of the mountain again. Muhammad now is climbing the mountain. Just close your eyes and imagine with me. And I am walking with him, Christian friends. Prophet, where are you going? Leave me alone. Leave me alone, okay? Prophet, you are so angry and so upset. Are you okay? I'm not okay at all. No inspiration is coming to me. Wireless is no. Wi-Fi is not working. iPhone is broken. Jabril is not coming. What do you want me to do? I hate myself. And my wife, she is old. And I am 25 younger than her. And I married her because of the sake of money. And all of this to become a prophet. And now it's stop. Leave me alone. I want to kill myself. Like, what the heck, Muhammad? Come on, take it easy. Don't leave me alone. Leave me alone. And Muhammad climbing, climbing, climbing. And then he reached again the top of the mountain. And when he reached the top of the mountain, Jibreel appeared in front of him again. I mean, look at this. I don't want to say the a-hole. Jibreel, he waited to the last second to appear in front of him. I mean, why he don't appear for him in the front of his door before he leave? He knew he's going to do it. Why you wait until he go all the way to the top of the mountain? The guy, like, he died from climbing. Why you don't appear in front of him before he arrived at the top of the mountain? You see how smart Jibril is? He wait. He wait. Muhammad climbing, 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 climbing. He is in the top of the mountain. And then Muhammad, Jibril, he said to him, Prophet, don't commit suicide, Habibi. Don't commit suicide. You are a prophet of Allah. Thereupon, the prophet, he cooled down again. Do you see it? This is a prophet, is a qualified to disqualify Jesus. Are you listening to me, Muslims? This is a prophet. He is qualified to disqualify Jesus. And not only this, even Muhammad, he imagined himself that he is having sex with his wives, but in fact he never did. Let me see if I can find the hadith for you. I mean, how in the world somebody, even his sex is illusion? Let us see how we can find this hadith. Here we go. The prophet continued for such and such period of period, imagining that he has slipped between two brackets, Western translation, had sexual relationship with his wife, and in fact he did not. Like what? Even his sex is not real? No wonder his wives were not having babies. The guy, he was having sex with a disposal machine, maybe. This guy is qualified to disqualify Jesus. Remember, we showed you a hadith before that he has done things, but in fact he did not. And those things goes far away in every field, even sex. Muhammad, he go to his friend, he says, yesterday, my friends, I had sex with my 13 wives. Start asking the wives, the prophet yesterday he was doing bing bong? The wife, they said, no. What do you mean no? He said yesterday he had sex with all of you. No, he did not even touch us. But we saw him with the goat. If Muhammad was imagining himself having sex, in fact he did not. He was doing it with who? How you can trust such a man? How you can have a little brain and you trust such a man. And this creature is qualified to disqualify my Lord, the Messiah, the best, the good God, the one who never commits sin, the one who healed the blind, the one who resurrected the dead, the one who say a word is going to be, the one who has no sin. This man is qualified to disqualify my Lord. You must be sick, people, to believe in that man. You must be sick. You have sick in your mind. You have sickness in your heart. Sick like your prophet. You are imagining yourself you will have sex in the heaven like your prophet, but in fact you will not have sex. You will be thrown in the hellfire. Have you ever heard of a prophet? He promised people to have endless penis. I mean, this is a sign of wisdom. There's no question about that. Now, this is my message to the Muslims. I'm a Christian prince, and I challenge you, all of you, to disqualify my Messiah and to show me one good thing about your prophet. The one even, he did not even leave his children alone. From a woman, he is 25 years older. To a child, she is 6 years old wife. For me, one thing, filthy, stupid, ugly, disgusting, exists in this earth and Muhammad did not do. From child molestation to whatever imagination you can come with. Even the Muslims, his followers, they accuse him of stealing an underwear. An underwear thief is qualified to disqualify my Messiah? How you can get away with that, Muslims? Anyway, I wasn't planning really to make this video long. Just I wanted to share with you some thought. People to download my video, this video, load it in your video. All right. I believe what we did in this hour, it's very important, and we can share it with all the Christians everywhere. And trust me, my friends, I grew up in the Middle East. Arabic is my first language. I've been in many countries. I spend my life studying. And when I say studying, does not mean degrees. Yes, I have degrees. Master's degree. But trust me, a degree will never give you any education. If somebody think that he is educated because he have a degree, that is going to be a fool person. Education have nothing to do with degrees. I spend my life studying, and I never found something more stupid, dumb, mad, sad, disgusting, disqualified to be anything good more than Islam. It is the most disgusting cult exists in this earth. Look at them. I saw it with my own eyes. They are celebrating the bomb in Russia yesterday. This is how this cult is evil. The only people who celebrate death in the world, death of others, happy for people dying, is the followers of this cult. I remember when tsunami happened, Muslims, they opened a chat room in Paltalk, and they call it the punishment of Allah over the infidels. The Muslim, they found out the news that 90% of those who were killed in the tsunami were Muslims, so they closed their room. But they were celebrating. Even they publish a picture done by Photoshop in the internet. Right away, immediately, they publish a picture saying that this is from the satellite, and tsunami have the shape of the name of Allah. And you can search it right now and you will find it. This is how much they celebrate death. We are the followers of the Messiah, the best of the best, the good God, the one who nobody can make him commit sin or prove him to be a sinner, the one who is perfect, the one who is wise, the one who everything good is coming from him. We are the followers of the good God, Lord, the King of the kings. And even Muhammad, he said in his hadith that Allah he hate most, the most name he hate, call himself Malikul Muluk, which means the King of Kings. He hate the one who his name the King of Kings. Let us see. Anyway, the hadith, it might take time to find it, but this is how much Muhammad he hate the Messiah, even though he claimed that he agree and he approved the Messiah. But the devil, he used the good names for the purpose of deception. So today, my friends, we wanted to share this with you. I'm not going to stay longer with you, and I encourage you to share the video with your friends. If you cannot download it, you just can share the link with your friends in Facebook, in Twitter, wherever you can. Let us work together. And again, before I finish, I will remind people who they speak German that our German copy of our translation is already ready. Is going to be maybe in a few hours, maybe tomorrow in Amazon.com for those who wanna get the book. And again, I really appreciate the brother who helped me in the translation, and the others who helped later to prepare the book to make it ready for publishing. With this, I want to say God bless you. Christ is Lord. Islam is false, and I mean to that.